We're just doing a little promptu updates strategy session. Let everybody know what's going on with everything. I think just for some house cleaning stuff, if you haven't done so yet, please join the Telegram. Everything's being pushed out there, all announcements, all updates. Super critical that you're on there. I'll give you guys a slide for it now so you can have access to it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We need you. We need you here. Everything gets pushed out there. There's updates almost every day that get pushed out. And also, make sure you are on the Shopley Partners YouTube channel, the Shopley Partners YouTube channel. Why? Because this is where we post all the videos as well. So there's playlists full of videos, new languages coming up. So make sure you guys are on and connected to both of those. So with that, let's get ourselves rocking and rolling here. I want to just do a little quick update, a little check-in. You know, obviously, everybody was reared and ready to go to start to pile in on the 15th. We're a couple days behind in the world of tech. This is a massive lift to do what we're trying to do. We're not just trying to sell one product for one company in one country and one currency. We're talking about obviously hundreds and then eventually thousands of vendors, 100+ countries, shop carts, currency, commissioning, the whole jazz. I'm going to bring on our CEO, just give us a full update. People like security. They want to know that A, it's happening. B, people are working. C, this is we're still doing this. You know, people get a little antsy. People get a little antsy. People got PTSD, Rod. Over to you.
You know, sadly, we've talked about this many, many times about the challenges in our industry of direct selling and direct representation, marketing, direct distribution. That PTSD is well-deserved, folks. And when we've always talked about being pioneers, that means we have to have a vision and understanding that, you know, we're working through something. And last thing I want to say is I actually want to give you a shout out and congratulations, because the actual number of potential members in the database right now, from the invites, or all the work you've been doing, it's getting close to 6 figures. It's going to get past 6 figures, Nick, before we even kick the door open. All right. So just from the three of us, Ron, let's join Nick for 2 seconds in something totally corny. Well done. Well done, everybody. I mean, now because of that, that causes us to make a couple of little iteration changes to the way the data flows, because it's so many people. So because of that, just a few little architecture adjustments, making sure the data is in there. Once the data is in there, then we will still continue with what we've progressed with so far, which is the original tests and some of the amazing leaders at the very beginning. That will begin to accelerate now. There's two scenarios where that will happen. It will either go larger in bigger tranches and amounts of people, or the whole thing will be kicked open just momentarily, ready to go so everyone can do it. So you just got to keep your finger on the refresh button, to be honest, Nick. Every day, the little refresh. Keep your eye on the Telegram channel. We want what you want, which is kick the door open and everyone gets in, and upgrades to Influencer Pro, Influencer, making sure we get really started. Then we start the testing, or the training, excuse me, Nick. We'll go through the other discussions you and I have had today for updates. So data is the challenge, and it's a good challenge because you guys crushed it. So thank you so much, and we'll be able to kick this open here in just a day or two. So stay in poised mode, ready to go.
We're getting warm. We're getting hot. We're getting very warm.
Yes, sir. And I like your answer here on the screen. I'll just say first name in case you want to stay anonymous. More time to invite and sign up for free. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Keep it going. Another question. I've not received a text or email. It's coming across. Stand by. Nick, back to you.
Okay. So if you guys were unclear what we just shared, we're still working on the tech integrations. We are extremely close to bringing in the first wave of people. Once we're ready to bring in waves of people, you'll get an email, you get a text. So what does this mean? We've moved back the 15th enrollment a couple days. We're shooting for, but might miss, but we're shooting for some point second half tomorrow. That's the goal. Sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't in the world of tech. It is what it is. But it's not going to affect nothing's in concrete, but we don't anticipate it affecting the first check run in terms of timing, right? So
Not
the
at all.
goal would be, I'm gonna show you guys a current timeline. Ron, did I see your hand go up? Was that a question there?
No, it's a comment when you're ready. Before we get into details, I was just going to say something, but go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. Hit it. I'm just gonna go pull up a timeline here in a second.
Here's what I've been dying to say to everybody. Look, this is a huge integration. This is making history. And because we're just getting these last little things in line, remember one thing. Great leaders, great athletes, great winners, they don't just conquer the good times. They look for the challenge. They look for the speed bumps. They look for them because that's what they do. They're able to conquer those sorts of opportunities. That's what separates them in from the boys. So right now, you have extended invite time. You know, there's a lot of things that you have that are beautiful that you can take advantage of right now. So just make sure that the vision is so big that it's worth all of it. Don't get stuck waiting right now. Get stuck continuing in action and doing what you need to do and conquer the breakdown. Or the delay.
Thank you, buddy. No, it's great. I was answering questions in the Q&A. Let me get back to the screen here. Okay, here's your updated timeline. And yes, every timeline since day one, 40 days ago, it said subject to change. So that still stays there. Here we are, the 19th to the 23rd. That's when we're looking to load in influencers and influencer pros only. Affiliates and vendors are up next. One focus, upgrading influencers and influencer pros, nothing else. We'll continue to do the upgrade Q&A calls, obviously, because we're moving into that upgrade week. Okay, so we'll continue to do these. We'll get these dates updated, etc. But just know that these are been really successful. People asking their questions. We're talking about what's the difference between, you know, the 500 and the 800. Why spend the extra 300? What does it all mean? So please, we're doing one of those actually tonight at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So we're going to continue those calls during the upgrade process of the 19th through the 23rd. On the 26th, this is a change. On the 26th, we'll open for affiliates. The 1st is still customers, and the 8th is still vendors. So we just moved the days back a few days here and a few days here. Customers still be the 1st, vendors will still be the 8th. So what should you be doing now? It's actually, ironically, if we were already upgrading right now, what you would be doing right now is exactly the same thing as if we were already upgrading. You'd be promoting the upgrade calls and you'd be still inviting into the invite system. So nothing is literally changed in terms of what you should be doing. You should be inviting like crazy into the invite system, promoting the upgrade calls, and the upgrades will come in, meaning the system will go online here shortly, but your behaviors shouldn't change. People that you know are going to get an invitation from somebody else if you're sitting on your hands. I literally heard people say, well, I'm going to stop inviting until I upgrade. Okay, but why? Well, what's I want to understand the logic in that. So that someone else can invite your people while you're sitting there waiting for the upgrade. There's no distinction. There's no difference between the two. You can invite now, and you can invite tomorrow, and you can invite the next day. The two differences are somebody might invite your people before you do, 1. 2, let's say nobody invites your people. That means people you know who could have had a timestamp right now, in this minute, you could be texting somebody in this very minute. Instead, another 2,000 people, 3,000 people are going to have a timestamp in front of them because you chose not to text them today. Or 6,000 people because you chose to wait 2 days. Or 10,000 people because you chose to wait 3 days. The longer you wait to invite your person, your friend, your business associate, the later their timestamp is, the further they are in the community with their seat in the community. So that's a couple of things. Let's do a little check-in on the Q&A, see what kind of questions popped in from that, if any. So just to clarify, based on your schedule, people won't lose their spots.
Mhm.
Correct. So as long as everyone upgrades by Friday, we're looking at Fridays being the new end line. So we just backed everything up a couple days. So it's not 12:01 a.m. It's 11:59 p.m. Central Daylight Time. No longer 8:20. Correct. Great question. No longer 20. It's now Friday. Let me go back to my calendar to make sure that it is 8:24 before I say yes to that.
Nick, while you're doing that, the reality is we want to make sure that we give you the same rough amount of time that allows you to do the upgrade as we had in our initial plan. So we're working that way to make sure there's a absolute rush, hard work for all of your group. That time frame, we want to make sure it's there.
It is the 23rd. It is not the 24th. It's the 19th through the 23rd. So, in the big picture, what did this mean to you guys? It means everyone got a couple extra days to get their money together. That's really all that happened. You guys got 3 extra days for everybody to get their money together and make sure that you know their 800 is ready to go once we flip the switch. What else? What else we got out there before we switch gears? Got some other important things we want to talk to you.
Couple of questions about beta vendors. We'll be hitting that in a minute.
Yep. If someone is registered and does not upgrade, but someone that's spot registered upgrades, does it compress and roll up? Yes, absolutely. So if somebody has their timestamp, they choose not to upgrade, the seats just fill in. That's it. The seats just fill in. And then when somebody upgrades a month from now, they just take the first available node or seat or node. 6 months from now, they take the first available node. A year from now, the first available node. 2 years from now, first available node. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to shift gears here for a second, and we're going to talk a little bit about the vendor side of things. Rod has been working relentlessly on the vendor side along with tech integration. There's a reason why I said Rod's not allowed on any calls this week, which was last week, because he actually told me, he's like, look, don't put me on any calls. I want to be in tech nonstop around the clock, Q&A, integrations, international tax, shopping cart, like all the stuff that you're dealing with, plus vendors. Rod, talk to us about vendors. What's going on in the world of vendors?
We got some really good stuff happening. I want to go through a process doc really quick, Nick. So I'm going to share screen for a second.
Yes, sir.
And make sure that everybody has a feel for what we got going on here. So tell me, Nick, you can see the spreadsheet I've got in front of you, yes?
I can see a Google page.
Yes, let me get rid of this chat. I'm going to go through this exact. Let me just see, make sure I'm giving you the right one here. 1 second, I'm going to stop sharing this one. And
It looked like you were Googling, how do I build a website? Did you want to show everybody that?
It's funny. Probably not at this moment, no.
You didn't want them to see that Google, did you?
No, give me 1 second, guys, because I had this all teed up and I got to make sure I grab it for you.
No problem. Scott Brewster, thank you so much, partner. What a great statement. We're grateful for your belief in this team, and thank you for your statements. Okay, we got a question here on Amex. Amex is accepted. I'm gonna go ahead and is that a yes or is that a no?
Yes.
Yeah, Amex is accepted, no problem there. There's not a current payment plan in place. One of the requirements to stay qualified. Staying qualified is you pay your membership to the SAS, you're 30 or you're 40, and you have 100 in PQV, which is personal qualifying volume. That's between all of your customers, what they spend, personal customers, and if there's anything that you ever wanted. So let's say you put, Power Crunch bars on monthly delivery, and you had 2 customers that put Rod's favorite, Brazilian nut body butter, on auto ship, because you can never get enough of that. And that totaled $60 in PQV, and your membership was 40. Now you're at 100. It's a minimum of 100.
Keep working. There we go.
Okay. Visa prepaid cards. My answer would be probably, I got to defer to Rod on that. Visa prepaid cards accepted?
Anything that goes, so the challenge with a Visa prepaid card or any prepaid card, remember, there are two different platforms, and Visa prepaid card is not the same thing as a Visa standard credit card. So it goes through a different platform. So I would not want you to bank on that right now. That's a bad pun, right? I think what you should do is make sure that we work with normal credit cards, normal processes. So that would include Amex, Visa, MasterCard. I believe Diner's on there, and I believe a couple of others. So, you know, we don't use Diners perhaps on this side of the world, but there are other markets that absolutely do. So that is on there, and then we'll be expanding the platform for all of these as we go. Okay.
Sounds good. Answer more questions here.
Thank you.
How long will we be able to upgrade before it's canceled out? The 24th, 11:59 p.m. Central. And I know people ask if they can do the 300 as a difference of upgrade. The answer is you cannot do that. You buy either the Influencer or the Influencer Pro. If you choose to go the Influencer route and not pay the extra $300, then you'd have to pay a full $800 for an Influencer Pro license.
All right. I think I am officially ready, Nick. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me share a screen real quick, folks, one more time. There we go. Now we're looking right. Okay. Let me just take this over real quick and kind of go through this. Let me make this a little bit more viewable for each of you here. Probably not that big. All right, so what I want to kind of go through is remind everybody that right now we're in the process of gathering beta vendors. And so the process for doing that, sadly, is a little bit more complex than any of us would like. Let me tell you why it is complex. And Nick, really quick, can you verify for me that you can see column A, B, C, and D there very clearly?
We can see section 1, basic vendor information. Yes, A, B, C, D, good to go. You probably could zoom in and take D to the edge if you wanted to.
Okay, let me do what I can do there. A little bit more there.
There you go.
Pretty close.
Thank you.
That's good enough right there for us to be able to go through this conversation. So when you get to the point of going on to any existing long-term e-commerce platform as a vendor, you click through a process. You might end up in something in their back office called a vendor platform, or a seller platform, a seller area where you can go and see all sorts of information, including FAQs and how does this work and what would the license be and all of that. You've heard us both, and primarily Nick, when he's talked through the actual Shoply Partners page, which would go through the process of showing a vendor, once that is up and running, showing a vendor what are the questions, how does it work, what can I do, what is the license, and they go through a self-guided tour. By the time they're done with the self-guided tour and they've made the selection to enroll themselves as a vendor, they would end up going directly to the enrollment page, where they would see the ability for them to choose the type of vendor relationship, whether that's domestic or multi-country. When they choose that, then they'll be able to enroll or license themselves as a vendor, and then begin immediately to go through the process of uploading documents, uploading information, setting their price points, all of that. Very much self-guided. But what we have learned through this initial process, you'll remember when we talk with Nick, we talk with Ron, we're always discussing how we want to make sure we break it at this point and make sure we learn from what we have, so that we make sure when we're ready to kick this open on a worldwide scale at a huge level, we aren't breaking it then. So what we've learned is vendors don't really understand what the documents might be and why they would need to do that. That tells me that many of them might actually not be selling on another platform, but they might just be selling on, let's say, their own website. Why do we need these types of documents? Every region around the world, and in some cases, every country, has it's called Know Your Customer, KYC, Know Your Customer banking requirements that come down to: who is this company? Who is this vendor? Is it a legitimate vendor? Do they have an actual company? Do they have banking information? Do they have, in the United States, we would call this an EIN, an employer identification number, that allows them to be tracked in terms of their revenue? These are absolutely required by every platform out there, including Amazon, including Mercado Libre, including others around the world. They are required to have this information before they allow the vendor to show up. It's not a great leap for all of us here, because the types of leaders we have here, the discussions that I've had, I'm certain it will resonate with you. It's not outside the reality for us to think that there are people out there, there are vendors, fake vendors out there, that would try to upload their information on a platform such as that, on what Shoply is on the path to becoming, upload their information and try to somehow scam people out of money or whatever. That's the reason why we go slow at the very beginning. I'm going to tell you also that even though Liqour owns the merchant account process, the banking process, every single instance of a merchant account process has to be underwritten by the banks and also insurance companies that support that. And then no matter how many times Liqour has gone through and created the merchant account process for a new scenario, that underwriting process means, tell me the company name, give me the information, we keep control of it. Okay, it's good, this one's approved, this one's approved, this one's approved. That's exactly why this is a beta process. So let's go through the kinds of information that we need. I've mocked this up with a great new vendor, a beta vendor whose name is Janus Sample. All right, so what you see there in section 1 is just very basic corporate information for this potential beta vendor. It's the name of that actual company name is Sample Products LLC. Their products are known as Natural Nutraceutical Life. Okay, this is just a mock-up vendor. Okay, and they live at one, or their corporate offices are at 1234 Main Street in Delaware. Their actual state of incorporation is in Texas, and they have the signer is going to be the actual person who makes decisions. Her name is Janus Sample. She is the CEO, and this is her email, janus@nll.com. Don't send in her an email. This is just a mock email address. All right. So, Nick, I know you were getting ready to reach out to Janus and say, can't wait to see your products on here, but don't
I'm
send
a huge emailer. I was actually hitting the 555-5555. I was texting her right now.
All right. So then what you see down on the next line, which is line 11, is let's assume for a second that Janus and her partner, Michelle Powers, all right, they are two owners that own more than 25% of the company. This is one of those exact detailed, frankly, in the United States, Patriot Act associated with, in other countries, they have similar acts, where if somebody who is selling online is an owner of the vendor relationship, at more than 25%, their information has to be documented. So here is Janus's information, her name, her actual home address, her actual fake phone number, Nick and Ron, all of her information right here, just put in here so you can see it. And then her partner in her business at Sample Products, which they promote products under the Natural Nutraceutical Life brand. Her partner, Michelle Powers, happens to live in Dallas at 4567 Center Street. Here's her fake information right here. The vendors have to enter this in for any shareholder over 25%. Then the process right now for a beta vendor is, remember, and Nick, we'll show this in a second. I'm going to refer to it. If you can spool it up, we'll go back to it. Remember, the first step as an influencer is that you send that email directly to the potential beta vendor. And in that email, the body of that email, very precise language, the vendor has to directly send that email in to us as a beta vendor to be considered. Has to come directly from that potential vendor. Why is that? You can tell by looking at the screen that we are going to have very proprietary and in some cases confidential information. Okay, if I'm the vendor and my very good friend, as good a friend as that person is, a great contact, is on the road to becoming an influencer pro in the company, I don't necessarily want to share my proprietary corporate information with anybody except the platform that I'm going to be enrolling on as a vendor. So that email must come from the vendor directly to Shoply. Shoply will then reply with a link to a Google Sheet that looks just like this, where they can enter this basic information about their company and about their KYC membership in terms of anyone over 25%. When they submit that, our customer support team will immediately reach out to them and say, thank you for submitting that information. Now look at section 2. You're approved to move forward. Now they're going to move this forward even better without just a straight approval, because we'll wait for some of the approval at the end. But your vendors need to know that they're going to go the basic information, then they're going to be asked for the documentation. You can see the list starting in row 29, their EIN or their taxpayer number. In Europe and other markets, it will be a VAT ID number. Their executed articles of incorporation or corporation. This might seem onerous to you, but again, let me relate to you. This is standard practice in the e-commerce platform world. We don't need everything. We need the document that says from the state or the country where they're incorporated. In other countries, it's an LTD or a different type of corporation that we don't have perhaps in the United States. But however they have an official document for their incorporation, that's what we're looking for. Now, signed documents showing ownership. Yes. Anything that's additional information, that's if that's more than 25% owned, right? And then I'm going to show you here in just the back some mocked up documents. So when they start sending that in their Google Drive, they have the spreadsheet and they have a folder for their documents. So Nick, tell me if you can see the screen here now with some documents on it.
Yes, this lovely imagery of these beautiful documents. Yes.
Yes. So here is the lovely Janice sample. And this is a front back copy of her driver's license, right? So she has to send that. We're still waiting clearly for the image or the front back image of her partner, Michelle Powers. We don't have it yet. Okay, so our outbound support team is going to be reaching out to Janice and saying, Janice, we need Michelle's driver's license as well. So we need a front back image of those. Now I mocked up a W-9. This is, folks, most of you know what a W-9 looks like. This is a corporate document that says, A, I've already received a letter from the IRS giving me an EIN number, and here is Sample Products LLC. The name of the DBA or their actual product name of their company is Natural Nutraceutical Life. Here's the address. Here's their EIN number right here on the screen, right? And then of course Janice signed it. It's funny, her signature looks, her handwriting looks a little bit like mine, Nick. Anyway, so here's her W-9. Now she would have received, and I blocked this out because interestingly, you cannot use ChatGPT to mock up an actual IRS document, right? So I just took this copy off the screen and put it on there. This is what an EIN letter would look like for that vendor. Nick, they would have this in their files already, and it would have right here where it's grayed out on the top right corner, it would actually say, here is your EIN, your employer identification number. That document needs to be uploaded. Now, this is what a sample bank account verification letter would look like. Why do we need this? So there were a couple of people who said, oh, it asks me for a canceled check, a voided check. Clearly, most of us don't use checkbooks anymore, but that's the old school methodology, because if you remember at the bottom of a check, there's a bunch of numbers. Those are routing numbers and SWIFT code numbers. In this letter, which should come on the bank letterhead, right? So you should be able to go in and just say, wherever you're doing your banking, you should be able to print out something like this. It says wiring information. That's what we need. Why do we need that? We're going to be selling a lot of this vendor's product. And I think the vendor would like to get some money, right? When that sale happens, Nick, and we commission out the direct bonus to the affiliate and the rest of the bonus to the overall team at Shoply, I think that vendor would like to get some revenue from it. This is how we get their transfer information, their SWIFT code information into the bank, and we keep it, or into our transfer process, and we keep it on file. All right. Now, this is a very simple example of what a certificate of incorporation might look like. It would show from the state, and it's part of the documents from the state, wherever they are registered, the country where they're registered, they will have something similar to this, okay, which would show all of the basic information, the name, the date, the shareholders, the amount of equity, all of that, and a signature, an official signature, and it would show exactly who is the official person for that company. So those are the types of information that we need. So this would be the basics. Now I'm going to stop screen sharing now, unless Nick, you have any questions about the document or the spreadsheet.
No, I mean, I think for everybody on here, it's just an awareness, right? You don't need to know any of this other than
No.
the fact that your people have to fill out everything that's on here. Because we're not a legitimate marketplace if we don't have legitimate vendors filling out legitimate paperwork. And you should be excited about that. You should be glad that we're meticulous in that. You should be happy that we're protecting the community in that way. But it's important for you guys to just get a little look like, okay, why is my vendor not why is my vendor not up yet? Or where's the delay? Well, the vendors got to upload their stuff, right? So if they upload their stuff, we get them in there and we'll get them start setting up here in the next couple of days. That's just my little recap. Rod, back to you.
Yeah, let's role play this for a second. All right. So Nick, now you're going to be in my position, and I'm going to be an influencer pro who submitted a beta vendor. All right. So I'm reaching out to you, Rod, or somebody at corporate, or I'm reaching out upline to my upline team leader, somebody that I respect who might have some inside info. Okay, so here you go. Nick, look, what's the situation here? I submitted beta information to 2 or 3 vendors. I know they sent the emails. What's the situation? Where does it stand?
You want me to answer? I thought I'm supposed to be asking you.
Or you want to take that role and I'll answer it. Ask me the hard questions.
We got this backwards. Hey man, I sent my stuff in, Rod. Where's it stand?
Or well, Nick, are you the vendor or are you the influencer pro?
I'm the influencer pro.
All right. Well, let's start. First of all, did your vendor send the email directly from their email account into the Shopley?
No, I sent it because
vendor
I'm just doing it all for them because I'm just told them I'll just do it all for them.
All right. So what I would suggest to you, Nick, is make sure you go to the Telegram channel. There's a document there, and somebody get ready to spin that document up here, whether that's Stacy or you, Nick.
Yep.
There's a document there that tells you exactly how to get this done, and the email has to come from the vendor. So are you clear on that part, Nick?
I am clear. Why can't I just send the email? Why is it got to come from the vendor?
Because the vendor is the actual owner of the company, right? The vendor is the person who's actually on record, on file with the actual bank account. And frankly, a lot of that information that we're going to require to be a real legitimate platform, as you mentioned, is to make sure that they give us actual corporate information and banking information. I think that's pretty private. They want to be in control.
So you're saying there's laws.
There's laws and requirements in every market, my man.
You're saying it's not legal for me to do this. They have to do it. Okay, got you. Check. I'll have them send it. Okay. So yes, my vendor did send it. No one's gotten back to us. I see somebody right here. Hey, I've sent my stuff and no one's gotten back to me. Where are we at? Well, how to respond to that?
All right, very good. So your vendor who sent the email in should be getting responses back from a Zendesk account at Shopley, right? So if somehow they haven't seen it, they need to perhaps check their junk folder because we're a brand new brand. They might not recognize it, etc. So go look through their emails and check to make sure. If they have not received something for whatever reason, immediately send a new email out to vendorapp@shopley.com. You can see the URL or the email address on the screen. It's very critical if we can. That letter that's at the bottom under vendor conversations, first line, okay? You need to talk to the vendor. You need to educate the vendor. You need to remind them that it's beta phase. And then the third check mark, Nick, that vendor must submit the email directly from them to vendorapp@shopley.com. The body in that email is right there. And what you want to make sure that vendor does, if I'm you, Nick, you're an influencer pro to be. If I'm you, I copy this body out, this text at the bottom that starts with Dear Shopley Onboarding Team, and I insert my first name, my last name on that last line where it says referred by influencer. That's where I put my name, my last name, and perhaps my phone number. And I send that to the vendor. And I say, now copy that out and send it to vendorapp@shopley.com. Then if they haven't gotten contact for some reason, tell them to send an email out saying, I haven't heard from anybody. We have a team standing by ready to do this nonstop.
Good. Hit him again. Hit him again. I love it. Okay. So I'm getting a bunch of questions in here about how do I get vendors. So let's reiterate this. Guys, right now we're only bringing in friendly vendors. Friendly vendors are vendors who are really excited about the project. They don't mind going through beta testing. They don't mind helping us find where the link is this and the word is that. We want those to be friendly vendors. They most likely are vendors who are also going to be influencer pros. So they're launching their own affiliate channel. That's what we're going to find out. Probably a lot of them will be. So the questions revolving around right now, hey, I want to go sell vendors. Remember, we're only bringing in waves of vendors early right now. September 8th is when we open it up to the world. You will have an entire sales funnel for vendors. They'll click, I want to go through a vendor journey. They'll watch, what is Shoply for vendors? How does Shoply work for vendors? And then enrollment packages. At that point, if they don't enroll, it'll take them to a long form video. It'll take them to frequently asked questions, back to enroll. So we have an entire sales funnel that will be built out for you, for vendors. We'll do presentations, slide decks, everything. No stress on that. You shouldn't necessarily be in a hurry to go grab vendors who aren't wanting to be a part of this early beta process. You should be inviting people that want to be influencers, influencer pros like crazy. Ron, I think I saw your finger up there for a second there. Anything you want to share at? Okay. Anything just on vendors in general from you?
No, but I've been hearing rumors of who's vendors and who the beta vendors are, and we're just excited. The quality of vendors we're getting, Rod, the variety of vendors. It's really exciting just to see the beginnings of this thing starting to take place and manifest itself and become tangible. Can't wait.
Excellent. Couple questions here for you, Rod. I'm a sole proprietor. Do I still need the articles of ownership doc?
Yes, and here's why. Even a sole proprietor has an actual official document from the place where they register. And if they're the sole proprietor, guess what? They don't need an extra person's information because sole proprietors own 100% of their business, right? So it's only their information. If you recall on the W-9, there is a spot for a sole proprietor as an option to put like, I'm a sole proprietor, I'm not an LLC, I'm not an S Corp, I'm not a C Corp, I'm a sole proprietor. You would still be able to get an EIN number as a sole proprietor. So what's important is, yes, we need your docs. Yes, you have to have an EIN number. Yes, you have to have the banking information. Yes, as a sole proprietor, you need to have a driver's license or a passport or something like that that demonstrates viably who you are. Now, there's a couple other questions on here. I'll just go ahead and take a shot at answering them for 2 seconds, right? So yes, David out there, absolutely will be pushing out more messaging out directly to the vendors. Keep in mind, in beta process, there's things we're honing right now. Eventually, those outbound messages will come directly systemically from the platform as they're in the sign up process so that they can say, oh, all my docs are there. Or if my docs are not there, we're going to be outbound messaging to them. Hey, you're getting along in the process. That's great. You've already got your license. Let's complete this process. Oh, you got some products up there. Great. Let's make sure we get the pricing set up so that you can do it. Let's remember that if we wait for this to be perfected, we would never, ever get out the gate because this is such a massive lift.
And that's why I'm happy we're just doing these Q&As and just, guys, until the system's up, company's up, we just want to keep pouring into you guys and answering your questions. We don't want you sitting there spinning in circles in your mind. So we don't mind getting on here and just pouring into you guys with answering a bunch of your questions. But you got to meet us halfway, right? I saw the same person ask about 19 comp plan questions in a row. Meet us halfway. Go watch the comp plan, right? Go watch the videos. Go read the documents so that you can be prepared on your end. So when we do get together, you've gone through the basics and we're moving along with different questions here. Okay, I'm going to move off the vendor side. Unless, Rod, you have any closing remarks or closing thoughts, call to action, or anything you need from a vendor perspective. Course creators, talk to us.
Absolutely. So there's another question here on digital only. So we do want, let me just tell you what I think our premium vendor right now in this beta phase is, Nick. This is a really good question. I like to think of it as what would I like to buy? Right? I mean, truthfully, what would I like to buy and what would I like all of my hundreds of potential customers, all of my influencers that are upgrading, all of my influencer pros, like when they get onto the platform for the first time, what will they be proud to see? What will they be excited to purchase? What will they be excited to promote? The way I look at it is amazing consumable products. Of course, we would absolutely think that the initial products you try to get out there as a vendor, an influencer pro bringing vendors would be consumable products, great margin products, therefore great affiliate direct bonus, therefore great commissions to the actual marketplace. Everything that we're talking about should make eminent sense. Also, really great content. And I'm not talking about, in my opinion, not talking about content where, I've been on stage a lot in my life and I've had a lot of videos of on stage. So I'm just going to put the videos, Ron, from me training on stage, right? And I'm going to try to blur out a company that I was with before or whatever. I'm going to put those videos on there and I'm going to charge $50 for it, right? That's not marketplace content, Ron. That's not marketplace value, Nick. We want really legitimate digital products and vendors out there. So for me, legitimate is, are they selling it somewhere out there like Kajabi or on Udemy or any of the platforms out there? They have the product, they have the information, they've got the videos, they're really tight, they've got a track record of charging for them. They're going to be desirable by the bulk of everybody out there. You know, how to walk your dog and get healthy, how to make sure you make, you know, how to make, what did we see the other day? How to make tacos, how to make nachos,
tacos,
like just kitchen stuff, lifestyle stuff. You know, anything that you would buy, that's what you want to see up there. And let's be really clear, anybody, the everyday average person will want to see, oh, that's interesting. That's what we want. Price points are irrelevant for Jerome. Price points are irrelevant. What is relevant is the amount of margin and the amount of commission. We would love to see 30, 10, 20, 30, $50 products, $100 products out there, but what's important is to get traction. A vendor needs to have a really great offering there so that you look at it and say, it's worth my time to promote this to my channel. A couple of other quick questions, Nick.
Services.
Yes, as we progress services. Now consider this. We run the merchant account. Think about it if you were looking at any of the platforms and names we've dropped, right? If you were shopping right now at Mercado Libre, Amazon, Otto, wherever you are in the world, you would go in there, you'd see a physical product represented. You would see a phone, you would see an electronic device, you would see a pack of gum, you would see whatever you would see, it would be a physical product that you could purchase. Now, Amazon's a little different. They've got stores and books and downloadable audio. I think that's in our path and in our future. But to start out, it's products and digital products. And then as we go forward, yes, we'll be able to do services, but consider if you're a tech person, there's a little bit of a difference in tracking that link to make sure we attribute back to you in the field. Let's see if I can see one more question about sales taxes. Depending on the market, yes, we will handle sales taxes, US, Canada, and in Europe. Other markets, wherever that vendor is, they're going to be responsible for setting up the all-in price. We report back the taxes so they have the reports on it and can handle it there. Microbrewery,
my buddy
liquor,
George,
cigarettes, none of that stuff out of the gate right now. Generally consumable products, because every country has different rules. And in fact, in the United States, every state has a different rule about liquor, wine, whatever.
Rod, my buddy George here in Japan. Vendor information not written in English.
All right. Real time.
Japanese.
Great question. Let me tell you, one of the things that I and the team have spent the last several days doing is every vendor document is being translated using AI. Look, we're not just speaking to speak, Nick, we're actually walking the walk here. We love AI. AI is an amazingly efficient tool set, and we're translating every bit of hard document for the vendors, right? So that would include their service agreements, other information about how they have to do fulfillment, support, follow-up stuff, what they need, liqueur, etc. So this is, as you can imagine, we only started, I think, Nick, we're likely in 127, 130 countries. Well, I don't know what the latest is on the countries, right? But I have gone through and looked at it and said, at the initial start, we're going to have about 15 core languages, and we'll change that in many more languages and many more dialects as fast as we can. The platform itself, buttons, descriptions, tools in terms of navigating through the platform, self-translating into all of the languages already set. Any content that a vendor puts up, a paragraph of content describing their product, translates immediately into the languages that we've got already. Okay. If you have an image that has language superimposed or encoded, embedded into that image, it will not translate. It has to be language on the side of the image, on the caption of the image, etc. So there's some basic answers, but the back office for you as an influencer pro, the back office portal for an affiliate or a vendor, the entire shopping experience will self-translate into all of these language. Any of the rest of the documents, we're working on hard translations right now, and we will make them live.
Okay, we have spent a good 40 minutes here on vendor stuff. It was good to get back into this. We've been really focused on upgrading for a while. So it's a good shift here to get back into vendor land, answer a lot of questions here. And, keep in mind, guys, right now, we're just looking for the super friendly vendors. I want to get in there, help us load in early, course creators, those of you out there who have your own stuff. And now let's do a little shift. Let's do some marketing updates. Rod, I don't want to disrespect you. Are you good, or can I move on?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'll keep answering questions here on anything that's tech related or platform related while we do some of the other stuff. And I'll look for you to yell out to me if you need me.
Thank you, Rod. Thank you, brother.
So, Ron, I understand you got a new video that I can play here real quick. We're going to show some people, yeah?
Why
Is that
don't you? We got, yeah, this is another version.
All right. Give us some backstory here.
I'm trying to remember which one this one is. We got a bunch of them.
Well, give us some backstory on just what you're creating in terms of marketing pieces for the company in general.
The backstory, guys, is there's transactional stuff. There's sales and marketing things. There's all these things that we're going to do. Then above and in and around that, to envelop all that, is this vision, this feeling, this vibe of welcome, to project unity amongst all human beings of every color, every race, every gender, every place around this world, that we belong together. So this is the highest vision I could think of to talk about and start filling in the extremities as we go. So here you go.
All right. So let me do a little share screen here. Boom, boom, boom. I've never tried this inside of WhatsApp, so we'll see what happens.
Simple. A brilliant idea that no one understands is not brilliant. Yet a simple idea that everyone understands is brilliant.
Can't hear the music.
You can't hear it?
Can you hear music where you're at?
No.
If you are seeing this message,
So you guys can hear the word, you can hear the person talking, but not the music? Ron, could you hear the person talking?
That's
Yes.
correct.
But you couldn't hear the music? That's strange. Okay. Let me see if I can download it. And then I didn't have time to download it. So I was, let me get on my screen share. Okay.
I have it downloaded, Nick.
Go for it. Fire when ready.
All right, let me see if I can get it to work.
Why do you put this stuff on me? I'm gonna break it.
All right, let me try. Here we go.
I try to do a shortcut. It doesn't work.
simple. A brilliant idea that no one understands is not brilliant. Yet a simple idea that everyone understands is brilliant. Divine. If you are seeing this message, it was designed to stop you in your tracks. Pay attention. Opportunity is disruptive. Visual. Your feet will never go where your mind has not been. Get the picture? Shop, buy, sell, earn, repeat. We are Shoply. A shopper's dream come true.
I love it. Thank you so much, Ron. New tools coming from Ron. And I love that we have this great synchronicity of Ron focusing on culture, vision, mission, values, the glue, keeping the community together long term. where me and my guys are focusing on getting you guys the tools you need for presentations, conversion, sales funnels. So great working with you, partner. What else? Anything else you want to share today on just different things you're working on, or anything you want to talk about? Take it away.
And we just heard from Rod and what he does so well, guys. He's brilliant at what he does. And so this is unique for me in my career. I've been around a while. But this is fun. This is the funnest I've ever had working with top-notch professionals, where we really just kind of fill the space together in a very dynamic way. And I can't wait for us to be in full swing. But appreciate everything you're doing, Nick. What you're doing right now is so critical, and everybody appreciates your leadership, man. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of those things. And obviously, if you've been on an upgrade session, upgrade Q&A session, you've seen some of the things that we've been working on. You've seen some of the videos. We've showed you a bit of the sales path of what's going to happen here when the sales funnels are live. But I just want to show everybody for 2 seconds how exactly it is that they're going to upgrade, because that is the most common question that is being asked. Obviously, it's super simple. It's very direct. You're going to be underwhelmed by its simplicity. So here we go. We're going to go here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. When it is your time. So you have not gotten this yet. We're a couple days behind. When it is your time to upgrade, you're going to see this inside of your your invite registration dashboard. So you just open up your invite.shoply.com and it just says upgrade now. Boom. You hit that button. What will happen is there'll be 3 videos here, and then the 3 different ways you can upgrade. Affiliate will be grayed out. You will not be able to come on as an affiliate the first few days, but all 3 videos will be on there, from what is Shoply, how does it work, and then why should I upgrade? I don't think there's many people who have seen the any of the information on the why should I upgrade part. I'll show you guys maybe just a fast forward through this, but this will be a message that will be there for everybody. It goes through 6 minutes of,
hey, welcome back. Excited to reconnect with you.
what are the different kits? Talks about the deadlines. Here we go. Influencer Pro. Talks about what do you get? Talks about each part of the compensation plan, the commissions that you're able to earn. So this will be breaking down every reason why you upgrade now, and then gives a little bit of a closing message here.
Elements. In closing, I want to say thank you again. Thank you for being a pioneer. Thank you for being an innovator. And thank you for saying yes to one of 3 major decisions. You've said yes to lock in your early invitation. Now make a second decision to say yes and upgrade before the end of August 20th. And then say yes to pay it forward. Pay it forward to everyone you know and create waves all around the world. And in doing so, all of your dreams and goals and obtaining them are on the other side of yes. Upgrade now and welcome to Shoply.
Wow. I like the waves you created right there, bro, in the film. That was beautiful.
That wasn't even editing. That was just my magic hands. Stacy, obviously we got to make an edit there on the 23rd from the 20th. I see two spots there. There might be more than 2. So guys, we got some awesome tools here. Is the upgrade video available on YouTube now? No. Okay, let's go over this again. Woo! Stay with me, guys. Here's what's going to happen. In the next 24 to 48 hours, you're going to have an upgrade button right here on invite.shoply.com, which is your login for your invite registrations. You'll click upgrade now. It'll take you to this website right here. And it'll be 3 videos on there, including the enrollment one that I just shared with you. So minimum 24 hours, maximum 48 hours. That's what you're looking for in terms of your enrollment window. And you'll have all the way until the end of Friday to continue to upgrade all of your early invites. So let's take a look here. I'm going to be hitting the road here to Europe. If anybody's got any friendly Europeans, even unfriendly ones, I'll meet with friendly ones and unfriendly. It doesn't matter.
We apologize for my friend Nick here. All the Europeans we know are very, very friendly.
We're all very friendly. It doesn't matter, friendly, unfriendly. Let's do it. Sweden, the Netherlands. I just got word that this is being moved to Amsterdam. Just giving a heads up there, which should be easier for a lot of people. So Stacy, if you can capture that, this is being moved to Amsterdam. Thessaloniki, Greece, the motherland of Alexander the Great, Larnaca, Cyprus, and London. So that's a little bit of a tour there. Other little things that you guys want to know. We're going to be still doing our upgrade Q&A calls. So tonight, if you haven't been on one of these, you can log back in. We talk about all the reasons why to upgrade. What are the benefits? We go through the Shopley simulator and other aspects of why you should upgrade. I heard someone a second ago ask for the Telegram. Here it is again. There's the Telegram. Make sure everybody gets that. And Ron, I'm going to check back in with you for closing ideas, thoughts, remarks. Ron, I'll check back in with you. And then I can stay on just answering some more open Q&A since we got 265 people on here. I might as well just stay on for some Q&A.
Well, I think this is awesome. These updates are very, very viable for people to watch and to understand and see that we're making progress in all the respective areas. Folks, if you're on today, good for you tonight. Way to be on. I think it's very important that you're on these Zooms. And like I said in the very beginning, I don't change my story, is that there's a lot of good people out there, good leaders who just go through the processes and they win. Then there's great leaders who say, okay, I already know how to do the processes. Show me the challenges so I can conquer those immediately. And I just love that we have this window of time to kind of get together, make sure we're getting all the details together. We're using the invite system more, which I think is a gift right now. It's never going to be more, I think, sharp than it is right now to say, hey, get in before we start running things. So you have that opportunity right now. But other than that, guys, we're going to have a whole and complete company, never perfect, but always progress, but a whole and complete company that's going to include the execution, the details, the sales magic, marketing magic, and the vision, the feeling, all those good things together. As I've said from the beginning, this is a vision that's bigger than all of us. So none of us get in the way. No egos, no entitlement, but serving is always greater than selling. And folks, this is a home. And home is what you make it. It's what I make it. It's what we make it. Don't look left or right. Look in the mirror. So thank you, Nick. Thank you very much.
Well, I love that message. Thank you, Ron. I think it's so great. So let's go through a couple of questions. Just hit right here. I'm going to hit just pretty much yes, no stuff or very short answers. Person out here says, is there a list of countries that we're in so we can get better on targeting influencers? Folks, 130 countries probably can't throw a stone and not hit the right country that you can get an influencer in and get them into the channel. So any country that's out there, I would say we got something like 190 of them open for influencers to be coming on board, Nick, and that would then allow them to be able to at least sell digital products when we get those up the next little bit. So we have our beta digital up there, and I think this is actually a really great moment to consider that. Do you know of a product right now in the country where you live, in the region where you live, that can be purchased, that you love and you wish you could purchase it and promote? That's the mindset you need to have wherever you are, folks. Those of you that are on this call, wherever you live right now, do you have a vendor? Do you have somebody locally in your country that you can attach to you and bring them onto the platform? That's the mindset you need to have relative to products. I'm always excited to be on here. You're probably going to see me go blank for the next couple of days again as I get this ready for you and the team. Nick, I got a question for you. Right. We have a couple of calls coming up. We have some exciting announcements you and Ron and I have been making for all of the influencer pros out there. When do you want to have that major announcement? When do we want to set that up?
Well, let's get to the finish line on it. It's either going to come tomorrow night or Tuesday night. I think we could put it on the attached to the upgrade call. We could open up the upgrade call with a big announcement and then move right into the upgrades conversation from there.
Okay, you got it. Follow your lead on that. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Everyone here that's a part of our family here at Shopley, we thank you for all of your time, your vision, everything else. Rod Larson is out. Back to you, Nick.
Rod Larson out. Well,
Yeah.
gang, I don't have anything pressing that I want to share with you. We've got 100 unanswered questions here still. But if anyone wants to hang on, I'm happy to just talk with you guys. Anyone that wants to hop off, definitely do so. Invite, 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 invite. Don't allow somebody you know to get invited by somebody else. And don't allow somebody you know to be another 5,000 or 10,000 invitations behind everyone else because you didn't send them the invite. Okay, let's dive in. There's 100+ questions unanswered. I've got people literally messaging me personally saying, why aren't you answering my question? I mean, I'm only one man. We're only a couple people here. We're doing our best. Y'all need to breathe. If we missed it, send it again. I don't know. We're doing our best here. If I'm going to be an affiliate, do I need to invite people since I'm not doing Influencer Pro? It's kind of a self-answering question. If you're going to invite people, why are you not an Influencer Pro? Because that means you want to build a team and get paid off the efforts of those people. But if you do not want to invite people to get paid off the efforts of those people, you would not upgrade to Influencer Pro. Affiliate, someone who says, I only want to sell product offers. Rod, you just raised your hand. Did I see that?
I did. But I didn't want to interrupt your flow, and now I've done that. So let me just tell you what my perspective is.
No, I landed the plane. Good.
My perspective is this. We're not, honestly, in the process of sorting people before they get their first impressions. Our job right now, everyone's job on this call right now, I think if you focus on getting the word out, let people sort themselves as they so desire. Because the reality is, whoever asked the question about, well, I'm just going to be an affiliate, you don't really know that. Because if you're out there sharing the invites with a bunch of people and you have a bunch of people that say, I do want to upgrade as an Influencer Pro, you might want to rethink your strategy as being an affiliate. So the reality is, let people hear the message, get them the message. That's the most important thing you can do. Get them the message. Can't change their world, can't change your world if you're not willing to open your mouth. So open your mouth, share the message, let them sort themselves out in whatever process, position they want to be. There is a place and a home for everybody at Shoply. We just want everyone to see the vision as early as possible so the choices they make are correct. Back to you, Nick.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. I don't have the money for Influencer Pro. It's okay. Start as an affiliate, upgrade when ready. It happens. Just in general, guys, most people don't have the money to start a business. Most people, they figure out a way. They get a loan. They starting a business is hard. Making money is hard. Being an entrepreneur is hard. Succeeding and winning is hard. Getting rich, really hard. But lots of people do it. It can be done. You just got to figure out how to get it done for you and inside of your current situation. What else we got out there? In India, I mean, most people can't afford it. Understood? Well, I would love to have 1 billion Indian affiliates. They can afford free. What else? 125 countries registered. Define a digital product. Jack, on a digital product is an ebook. It is a digital course. Those are probably the two biggest ones. What else we got out there? Christina Kimball, will our personal funnels be available upon upgrading? They will be available on, great question, the day we go live with affiliates, which is the 26th. So it'll be a couple days after, Christina, is when your full funnels will be available. Boom, boom. Who else has got something out there? Are you utilizing blockchain? Not out of the beginning. Obviously, as the technology progresses and grows and expands, I'm sure there'll be a path for that. Terry LaCour is a very cutting edge individual. We get this question sometimes because the world of blockchain and crypto think they invented the word decentralized. I actually even heard, I even saw a blog, somebody sent me a screenshot of, they're lying to people, it's not decentralized. Like, do these people know the definition of what decentralized mean? Have they opened up a dictionary? I challenge anyone to do that, by the way. By the way, Jeremy, that's not a response to you. This is a response to the blogger. I'm like, the word decentralized has been around for many decades, long before crypto. Decentralized means taking a central authority figure, monopoly, conglomerate, and breaking it up, giving that power back to people. That's the number one definition of decentralized. So they decentralized long distance service in 1995 or something like that. That's before there was even the internet. So crypto doesn't get to own the word decentralized. Sorry to put that on everybody. It's been around for decades prior. It means to give power back to the people. What else we got out there? QR codes for each level to ease of sign up. Jeff, you'll probably use QR codes yourself to push them to your own website, right? Meaning we're going to give you your sites and you can just put a QR code in front of your site. Jacqueline, we'll be adding vendors who will have tangible products. Yes. Yep. We absolutely will be. To confirm, you said we can't. Oh, sorry. You said we can't sign up as a vendor to sell products from another MLM company, even if they approve it. So Sheldon, only they can sell them through us. We're not a reseller market. So Sheldon's asking the question: Can we resell other companies' products, MLM or not, through the platform? The answer is no. We're not a resale marketplace. There are some resale marketplace. We're not a resale marketplace. This person registered as Influencer Pro. Okay, that's not possible. Nobody's registered as Influencer Pro, but I'll try to read the question. Then he or she realized not have money. Will this person lose spot? Just wondering. I don't know how they registered as Influencer Pro if they don't have money. So probably a communication breakdown. You might be asking, this person wants to register as an Influencer Pro and then realizes that they lose their timestamp. Yes, 1000%. They lose their early entry pre-registration confirmation timestamp if they don't upgrade. But as soon as they're ready to upgrade, boom, they're right in there. Will there be promotional merch? Absolutely, great question, Claudia. We'll definitely have some promotional merch in there. You're welcome, Leanne. What if somebody that is a great sales leader in what they doing now, but the responses after seeing the other video, let me know when they get massive results, repeat income. Okay, I'll let you know. You know, that's what I would say. There's innovators and there's early adopters. That sounds like to me they're an early adopter, not an innovator. But they're a great leader, but they're clearly not the top money earner in anything they've done, because those were always the people that were there grinding it out in the early days, building the plane while it was flying. Those are the top money earners of companies, and I respect it. Just tell you, when you're ready, we'll be here to that person. Hey, no problem. We'll let you know when everyone else is making money. Latika, how soon will Shoply University be available? The first wave of courses will be ready as soon as your upgrade's ready. You know, not all of them will be in there, and not all the levels will be in there on day one, but there'll be dozens and dozens and dozens of videos for you to watch on day one. How do I sell? How do I sell if I'm an exclusive seller for different brands, but they are not sold anywhere else on the internet except through me? I am not the manufacturer owner. Rod, I do see you on still. I'm the exclusive seller. They have the rights to sell. Is that okay?
Yeah, so that's the real question, is if they are the exclusive seller, they've got to have a document that says they have reseller agreement or reseller rights, right? So if they have that ability to do that, that will be a document that's part of what's required, right? So in the actual agreement for a vendor, there's absolutely specific language about reseller rights. And so if it's not them directly, they're required to upload that document that assures that that is in place. If at any time they say it turns out that it's not true, and let's be honest, there's going to be people out there who try to fake that. The reality is, you know, we'll have to take some compliance related action for them not being actually the reseller. So it is a critically important concept, and there's a process in place for you to upload those documents. And the final thing I'll say is we'd love to have those great products on. Absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you. I read the comp plan. I still don't get it. Maybe I'm too dumb to get it. That's absolutely not true. If I read the comp plan, I wouldn't get it either. So reading a comp plan, very difficult to do. I mean, I've been doing this 27 years. If you gave me a comp plan document of any company, I'd be like, can somebody tell me what the hell this says? Because I don't know what this thing says. So don't stress if you can't understand the comp plan from reading it. I would go watch the comp plan videos. Videos with audio, that usually lands a lot quicker. But one thing everyone has to remember is we're four different things. Our compensation plan is 3 different things, all in one ecosystem. So there's complexities here. There has to be complexities because it's for influencers, it's for team builders, it's for business development people, and it's for vendors, right? So when you have all 4 of those pieces, it does create complexity, and I get that. But I think really simply to Anonymous, I sell an offer, I get 100% of whatever is told to me I get. That's actually the simplest thing in the history of comp plans. Wait, they said $50, I get $50? Yes. They said $30, I get $30? Yes. Okay, great. Now, if you're building a team, there's a unilevel payout. When your affiliates and influencers are making sales, you're getting paid off that. Pretty straightforward. If you are an influencer pro and you go get a vendor, you're going to get a small percentage of every transaction that they do. Or when you become a leader in the company, somewhere in the micro influencer land, I think it might be micro influencer 2, might be 1. I'm not looking at the doc in front of me. You're going to get a check match on all of your influencer pros vendor development bonus. Why? So you can go help them close vendors, get them onboarded, and get them a victory. There's a global pool. So when you become a diamond influencer, a piece of every sale worldwide in a pool, you get a big check each year. Lastly, the community bonus. The community bonus is a community that is 3 by 12, 3 people by 12 waves, 797,000 nodes. Only an influencer or an influencer pro can take a node or a seat. So there's 797,000 seats. Think of a stadium, right? And they just start filling in as people are joining from the efforts of you and your leadership. The leadership doesn't decide where those people go. It just populates. Boom, 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 boom. And you can make a significant amount of money out of the community bonus as long as you're building a team in the marketplace and hitting statuses and raising your status. It's still a verbal explanation, but I definitely want you to get to the videos, okay? When do we get the Shoply partners to promote? Ron, great question. We're looking at the 26th. When is the bling coming? I need some flat bill snapbacks. I had to read it. That's hilarious. ASAP. All right, what else we got out there? Best answer of the day from Leanne. No compensation plan makes sense until you're making money. It's 100% accurate. Right now, what we need to do is invite. What if I do not want vendors in my team? So they are not selling, but only influencer. You don't have vendors in your teams, guys. Vendors are on the other side of the platform. You can get vendors and bring them on the platform, but they're not in your team, if that makes sense. They're just attached to your ID and they go onto the platform as a vendor and anyone can buy from them. Chris Frank, with someone who does a voiceover, are they able to sell their services on Shoply eventually? Yeah, I think eventually we're going to figure out ways to offer services. It's just not version 1 of the company. We're very, very keen on figuring out how to offer some services. Is there a PDF? Yes, Carlos, absolutely. Please see the Telegram channel. Boom, boom. Is status based on PQV? Status is based on a multitude of things. It's based on your organizational volume and a little bit of your structure. So if I'm correct, Shoply will be like Amazon. To me, it's the only thing similar to me of Amazon is the array of products that it will offer. Amazon is the point of purchase to the customer. We're almost the opposite of that. We bring one product at a time, one offer at a time through social media nano influencers. All of us right here, we pick an offer. We go to our TikTok, we go to our RG, we go to Facebook, we say, hey guys, these are my favorite Power Crunch bars. I live off these things. I eat them every day. Swipe up if you want some. They swipe up. It goes to the Power Crunch vendor page. Customer buys. You get paid. So you don't go there like a shopping mall, if that makes sense. You're looking at it because an offer drew you in. Now, I usually deal with this with a generational gap, but I'm 45, so I can say this. Usually people over 45 go, well, that's dumb. I don't think that's going to work. Is that true? Do you want to tell me why last week Amazon just announced a global partnership with TikTok? Anybody? Anybody want to tell me why they did that?
Because it's working.
Because it's the future of selling. The future of selling is each of us as human beings talking about products we love to people that we're connected to through social media. And that is the future. It's called social commerce. Social commerce is today what the internet was 30 years ago to commerce. Think about that. I remember a bunch of y'all 30 years ago, or people that you know, maybe, 25 years ago, I'll never put my credit card on the internet. It's crazy. Internet credit cards, never. Well, it happened, right? Social commerce, same thing. Can we sell wellness products? Yes, please. We would love some wellness products. That would be awesome. What else? Okay, so Charlotte said if a MLM company wants to offer products through Shoply, what does that do to their distributors? We're just another channel. So if they want to compete against their other distributors through our channel, that's up to them. Just like they have their own corporate Amazon account, they'll probably have their own corporate Shoply account. What about getting vendors that become influencer pros in our team? How does that work? Good question. Usually it works because the vendor wants to launch an affiliate channel of their best customers selling their product. So they would just sign up with anybody as an influencer pro and then start signing up affiliates and push out their own offers. Great question. 175 of you guys still hanging in there. You guys are awesome. If I have a digital product, do I need to be an influencer pro? Neither. You need to be a vendor. So vendors are on one side of the platform, influencer pros on the other side of the platform. Can you be both? Yes. In fact, you'd have to be both. So a vendor is a vendor, a influencer pro, those are different parts of the SaaS model. But you could be both. Another question I'll follow up there with is somebody says, hey, can I be a multiple vendor? Yeah, of course. Meaning, if you sold Power Crunch bars and you also happen to own a clothing line, you probably wouldn't put those on your same store, right? If these are different businesses with different accounting and different software and different, you get the idea, you would buy two different stores. Can we sell a product made with, I feel silly because I don't know what this means, with pod? I hope I'm not getting, am I getting punked right now? Am I being punked with POD? Pod? Somebody making fun of me, or I just don't know the name of this. Hang on, I'm gonna go look this up. Come on, Stacy, save me.
Sorry, friend. I don't know what that means either.
Proof of delivery. That makes sense. Okay. Can we sell a product made with proof of delivery? Nope, that's not it. Okay, I apologize, Mike. I need a follow-up question from you. Just say no to Amazon. They eat small businesses alive. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're calling it decentralization. TikTok and Amazon just joined forces. That is centralization, y'all. We got to wake up and see what's going on. But what about if we want to be able, dang it. Every time a new question pops up, it shifts the other one up and find a product that is available on Shoply. Once you get in there, you just go to search and you can search anything in there if you want to search any product. Will vendors be allowed to join Shoply corporate directly via a link on the Shoply website? We'll ask them multiple times who referred them. And if they just keep saying, I don't know, it'll go to something called the nest. And the nest is where it sits until someone comes and claims their vendor or claims their customer. Sharita. I mean, I'm sure it's part of it, but it's because Amazon, Sharita said maybe so TikTok can have a mainstay in the US to comply with congressional decision. I think it's more because Amazon, their influencer program is failing. So if you can't beat them, join them. So Amazon's influencer program was dog-ish. So they're joining with the influencer program that's #1, which is TikTok. But good point you make there. How would you calculate and monitor shipping to customers? The vendor does that. The vendor knows how much they have to charge for shipping. Jolene, isn't there a song called Jolene? Or is it Jolene? Might be Jolene. Might be a silly question, but those vendors that want to put their products on Shoply, would they be allowed to put their whole store on Shoply or just only a few of their best? Put the whole thing up there. Come on, give us the goods. Don't hold back. Stacy, you don't have to be here if you don't want to be here unless you're just learning. Keith, financial and insurance, that's a service. We're not ready for services yet. We're going to figure out that lift, but not in version 1. Can we sell products like eBay, used DVDs, Blu-rays, etc.? If they're used, no, not used. Are we going to be able to have anything like Prime for shipping? That's up to the vendors. Vendors will decide how they want to make their offer. They would just say, free shipping. Can I put my own service-based business under my ID? How can I market my business? What tools does Shoply offer to market my company within Shoply? If it's a service-based company, we don't do services yet. But beyond that, we're going to give you hundreds of thousands of affiliates to partner with, access to sell whatever you're selling into 150 plus countries, as long as you can ship there. You can leverage our technology for attribution. You can build an entire affiliate model off our tech. Those are a few of the things. Print on demand. Thank you, Mike. You could have punked me there with something that meant something like, funny. All right, so print on demand. So I gotta go back to your original question, Mike, which was, can you use print on demand services? It's still a service, so not out of the gates, but I do feel like I've answered service-based questions the same way 9 or 10 times today, which is we don't do services yet, guys. What if we want to find if a product is available on Shoply? You'll search it. And if it's not there, it probably won't be there. It's almost guaranteed it won't be there. Why? Because we're just starting. This is why we're putting together tens of thousands of us so that we can go get the vendors next to put them on there. Will this Q&A be available to read? Ooh, Stacy, great question.
Yeah, I think we can pull the transcript of it.
Excellent. Mike Rose, once the nodes are filled, will everyone see where they are positioned in the group? No, there'll be no visibility. It's based on your timestamp, and there's major challenges with data, like showing people just names and stuff like that. Privacy laws. You'll be able to see how many people in your community, for sure. You won't be able to see all the people because they're not your people. They're coming from other people. So there's major privacy laws on that. I'm over 45. All right. Well done. You made it. Good job, Karen. It was print on demand. Shipping charges, how to compete. It's up to the vendor, y'all. We don't ship anything. Shoply doesn't ship anything. Glenn, what is a node? A node is an influencer or an influencer pro inside of the community bonus. Christina, you're the bomb. Thank you. So you would be doing good to get a top influencer operates on Amazon to join your team? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you got somebody that knows how to do e-commerce, social selling, etc., that would be awesome if you can pull that off, Teresa. So earning, you'll have to be 3 across and 12 deep. Will the commission be based on the strongest side? Paula, you're confusing two parts of the comp plan. There's the community bonus, and then there's the marketplace. So I'm gonna have you watch the 5-minute video on the compensation plan video or the 30-minute video on the compensation plan video so you can get those two sorted, and then come back onto any one of these with follow-up questions. I may have missed the answer. If there is a pitch to help us bring our favorite vendors on board, you will have sales funnels built with all the videos and presentation decks. We haven't released them yet because we're not looking for vendors yet. We're looking more for influencer pros who are friendly, that also have a product that they want to sell to get in there and start testing. So the first 100 vendors are really influencer pros building teams that also have products to sell. End of the month, at least 100. How many we have by the end of the month? At least 100. September 8th, when it opens, you have another 100, 200, 300 within a couple days. I think by the end of the year, we have 1,000. Ooh, computer's about to die. Ah! One second, y'all. Thank you. Would it be illegal if I simply invite vendors from? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so. Now, if you're running a campaign, us against Amazon, don't use our name, but if you were running that campaign, I'm here to take down Amazon, they might be upset about that, but it's definitely not illegal for you guys to tell vendors to join our platform. Will every product be available for purchase on Shoply.com? Every product that a vendor brings. Meaning if a vendor is there, yes. If it's not there, we got to go get it. Okay, Christy Brandon. If a vendor wants to build a team, they need to sign up as an influencer pro first and then a vendor, correct? It's a 50-50 answer. Sometimes it'll be a vendor signing up as a vendor, and then a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months later, they choose to be an influencer pro and launch their own affiliate channel. Or sometimes they see the vision right away. They sign up as an influencer pro and then sign themselves up as a vendor. They pay for each license separately. It's 2 accounts. They're 2 different things. So it's not, there's no way to log in from an influencer pro account and manage yourself as a vendor. You have to log into the vendor portal. It's 2 totally separate parts of the platform. Great question, though, Christy. Will they be able to download the courses? No, they won't be able to download the courses for pirating issues. They'll just be watching them inside of the platform. Will we only have our vendors' products available on our personal websites, or all of Shoply products will be available? Will vendors give samples to influencers order to promote the products? Great question. So not in version 1, but in version 2, I definitely see a version where, and version 2, by the way, is not long far away. It's just, maybe it's a couple months out. I definitely see a world where if I'm selling my Brazilian nut butter, I'll probably say something like this. Hey, ladies out there, here's my offer. If you sell one, you get one free sent to you as the influencer. So we wouldn't do the model where they just sent them the free stuff and then hope they sell it. It's probably sell one, get one would probably be the next variation. Can we sell digital art products on there created by AI? Do you think someone would want to buy digital art products on there created by AI? If the answer is yes, you believe that, give it a go. $150, you guys still hanging in there, man. You guys are awesome. Will we be able to rewatch our training programs in the future? If you mean like these training programs, yes. They're all found on YouTube, Shoply Partners, and the Telegram channel. Okay, I sell people being able to get featured. That's definitely a service. It wouldn't be available day 1. But soon, again, we're gonna figure out services very soon. That type of service is probably easier to figure out. Customer pays you, transaction happens, they have to confirm receipt of the service, right? So that sounds pretty easy to do with what you're doing there. Any Spanish content to promote? Carlos, have you looked? Somebody please take this man to YouTube. Yes, check it out. It's there. And if it's not there, we need you. We believe in you. Help us translate. If we currently ship merchandise to Mexico for others to sell, can we make an online store to sell on Shoply? As long as you can handle shipping. Absolutely, yes. Sharita, I know you said 3x12 in the community bonus. Yes, I did say that. That's correct. After your first 3, it just starts filling in the waves. Raymond, I actually don't know the answer to that. I would hit support about changing your phone number. I would hit support. I don't want to give you the wrong info. Support@shoply.com. Does our monthly price subscription, I think you're probably asking, have to be on the same date of each month? I think it defaults to that. If you wanted to move it up, I don't think we'd have a problem with that. I don't know the answer to that question yet, Joylene, but thank you for asking. I'll probably know more about that and once we get live. Will there be live selling? Not in the way TikTok does it. The live selling would be done on other platforms, driving them to your affiliate links for the offer of what it is that you're selling in that moment. If a person upgrades to affiliate, does it save their position in the matrix? No, it does not. You have to be an influencer or influencer pro. As a vendor, do I use my own online stores already in existence, or does Shoply have? You'll create a new one inside of Shoply because you're going to have tens of thousands of affiliates linked to that shop so that they can push out their affiliate links to your products. Great question. Who said it? Jacqueline. Can we publish a course? Yes, please. Is my Shoply business inheritable? Yes, it is. Yeah, Keith, you're right. You can definitely change the phone number inside of the profile. He was asking a question about would it do something else, and I didn't want to mess it up, so I deferred him to support. Publishing courses, would you need a pro account? No, you need a vendor account. You need to be a vendor if you're going to sell anything, if you're going to sell your own products. Will there be a Shoply platform for publishing courses? I'm taking my time with this one because I don't want to feel like it's the same thing we've said 100 times today. So I want to try to understand what you're saying. Can you upload your courses onto Shoply and them being sold? Emphatic yes. In fact, we may have said yes to that 3 or 4 times in the last 10 minutes. But if you're asking something else, we won't have editing tools or anything like that. Future state, we will have editing tools, but you would have them edited before you brought them on. PQV. I don't know what the question is. It just says PQV. Personal qualifying volume, is that what you want? Oh, are you asking me what it means? PQV stands for personal qualifying volume, which is the total of all of your purchases and your subscription and any purchase of any personal customer of yours. How many countries will we get true Shoply platform? 150 plus. It can be inheritance, but can it be transferable? Can you sell it? I should know this. Thank you, Dee. Usually, yes. Usually in my experience, yes. But for some reason, all the 6 months of all the 1 billion things we've gone through, I've actually never had that conversation with the team and what the policies and procedures say. So usually you can sell it. Would I please reiterate my answer on previous question? People and other MLMs with products. I don't understand. Also, there's a specific time of the month to complete your PBV. I don't know what PQV. Yes, you got to be PQV in by the end of the month. You cannot sell other MLM products unless the owner of the company is putting the products on there as the company, just like Amazon. Will other associates, is that affiliates? Will other affiliates funnel under my influencer account? Correct. Yes. Good. You got that one. Okay. Editing tool question. Okay. So no editing tools out of the gates on where you upload your courses. Future state, absolutely. Charlotte Boone, just to recap your question, username will be your customer affiliate. Yeah, it'll be either username.shopleypartners or shopleypartners.com/username. 135 of you guys still here beating me up. Let's go. I gotta eat. I'm starving. As an influencer or vendor in Shopley, do we have an opportunity to obtain a percentage of Shopley company or stock options? There's no equity available, but there's revenue share. I mean, revenue share is very healthy. And it's available at every rank, diamond and above. If someone can't come up with the money to upgrade, can they change their information to give their position to someone else? I don't follow. You mean their timestamp? They don't have a position yet. They have to upgrade to have a position. But their timestamp? No, I don't think so. There's no way to do that. Time of the month to complete your PQV, last day of the month. Do my affiliate subscriptions count to my PQV? No, Mark, it counts towards their PQV because they need to stay active themselves. But their customer count counts towards your customer count as you're moving through statuses. Can Shopley help us to find better prices internationally to bring it to USA? Karif, I apologize. I'm not following the question. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm not clearly understanding. Will there be a way possible client to DM private message vendor to be able to ask question before the purchase of a digital product, eventually digital service? Yes, on the store. Can they send a question in about the product? Yes. Good question. First time anyone's ever asked that. Does subscription renew on the same date each month? Yes. When personal customers shop with a referral link, will they get notification to notify us when they buy? I don't know if when they buy, yes, absolutely. And when they go back to buy something else, you get paid again. Sharita, the Amazon or jerks statement, I actually don't know what you're referencing personally. So you need to help me define that. But yeah, they're jerks. Agreed. How often is payout? Every week. And then the community bonus is twice a month. And then the monthly bonus is once a month. Ooh, they're piling in here. It was great meeting you in Dallas too, Steve. How will policies be handled on Shopley? I'm just going to wait for the policies and procedures to roll out. A lot of this is going to be adjusted as we go and grow. It's a whole new world for everybody. It's a whole new world for TikTok, us, Amazon. So we're going to have to, a lot of it we'll be standardizing, but a lot of it we're going to have to learn as we go. Linda Croy. Is that my Linda Croy? Hi, Linda Croy. Will there be reviews? Yes. And obviously over time, that happens more and more. With only 70 vendors now, what is where to go? The questions are coming in too fast. So it's pushing them up. With only 70 vendors now, what is the encouragement for people to shop at Shopley? Well, we don't even open up to customers till September 1st. So there is no customers shopping at Shopley. We'll have a couple hundred then. That's kind of friends and family. Couple hundred more. So you're looking at it, Don, like a shopping mall. Shopley's not a shop. We're not a shopping mall. An influencer finds an offer that they like. They bring that to their group of people that they know and love and trust on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. A person buys that product, meaning a customer is not joining Shopley because of the amount of vendors there are. They don't know how many vendors are. They don't care. They saw an offer, excuse me, they saw someone they like, Nick, eating a Power Crunch bar, saying, guys, grab your Power Crunch bars. These things are the best. This flavor is my favorite. Swipe up. Linda, let me eat. I hope that made sense, Don. Excuse me. Will we get to create videos like we do? Yeah, please. Yes. We need you to, you're going to get videos from the vendors and then, they'll give you kind of their guidelines and you roll from there. Great question, Angie. Do we get a commission for those who upgrade to Influencer, Influencer Pro? Yes, absolutely. As long as you are an Influencer, Influencer Pro. If you're an Influencer Pro, you get a 20% license bonus on every license you personally sell. If a friend or family of an Amazon affiliate or influencer use their link to purchase, they disqualify the purchase and don't pay commission on it. Why? That doesn't make sense to me. So we want all of your friends and family members to buy from you, Sharita. So yes, have all your friends and family members buy from you. That's wild. So companies like Bass Pro or Home Depot cannot become vendors. It depends on their resale license with the products that they're offering. But I would assume we're probably competing for the same vendors they have. Can we buy products true Shoply in another countries with a better cost and sell them true Shoply? Can we buy products through Shoply in another country with a better cost and sell them through Shoply? No, because now you're selling someone else's products that you don't own. We're not a resale market. Okay, couple more minutes, guys. You rock, Charlotte. Can an affiliate buy from themselves the products they are promoting? Yeah, absolutely. Discounted stuff to yourself. Would it be an idea to do a video specifically directed at prospective vendors? Yes. We just haven't released them yet because we're not going after vendors that aren't Influencer Pro vendors. All right. I think I did a good job. How often is the payout? I think I answered that one. Thank you for your hard work, Jamie. Appreciate you. Mark, thank you to you. Can I use promotional videos on my lives? Yes, as long as you declare that you are a Shoply independent influencer. A Shoply independent influencer. One second. Excuse me. Christina, I don't know that off the top of my head. I apologize, but probably more of a Rod question. But yeah, we need the data is going to flow back and forth seamlessly, but it's definitely a Rod question. I apologize for not knowing the integration question. You're welcome, Robert. You rock, Raymond. I feel like we've answered this several times. There are 125 countries, and there's over 90,000 that have said yes to the invitation system. You're welcome, Jennifer. Go eat, Adrian. You're welcome, Lori. You're welcome, bye. Okay, or excuse me, my, Courtney, it's done. It's done in, oof. Dang it. I knew the answer to this one, Courtney. So just kind of how it works is Rod is leading everything on the vendor side. I'm leading everything on the influencer affiliate side. So I know 90% of that. He knows 90% of this, but you got me on that last 10%, which is on the currency exchange. It would be to their local currency, whatever they're selling in their country. It would be to their local, it would go from US dollar to their local currency. Don't quote me on that. When they buy products, will they know the delivery charge? Yes, because the vendor is going to tell them the delivery charge. We don't charge the delivery charge, the vendor does. If I buy 10,000 hats from Alibaba and we have our online e-commerce store, can we sell? Well, yeah, those are your hats now. Sounds like that's a yes to me. As an influencer pro, do I have to personally have a customer to qualify for the community bonus? You need to do all the qualifications that require you to be active, which is, I think, 1 customer, 100 in volume. Guys, we want customers. Customers are really important. As many customers as possible. And if your requirement's 1, then get that 1. Carlos, I don't think so. Venezuela, I think US and Venezuela do not do business together. Sharita, this is a good core products, anchor products. I think over time, you're going to develop, if you're a big leader in the company, you're going to probably develop a relationship with some anchor products in maybe 1 of 5 categories: household, health and wellness, beauty, skincare. Maybe those 4, like those are 4 real primary ones that you're able to get some ongoing revenue with. How does an influencer pro who doesn't bring anyone into Shoply make $500 a month commission alluded to in the comp plan video? They have really good uplines. Meaning, in the community bonus, even if you don't put in 3, someone's going to put 3 in for you, and then 9, and then 27, and then 81. And what you're going to do is you're going to say, wow, my community bonus could be 2,000. I should probably go build in the marketplace, and I should go build sales and go get with vendors and make transactions happen so I can make that bonus be 2,000. As an influencer pro, can you buy products directly from a vendor in order to sample them before? Sure. Yeah, you could just buy 1, sample, then sell. Of course, absolutely, Shannon. How do we become affiliate first? Direct with vendor, then bring them to Shoply. You want to sign up as an influencer pro. Only influencer pros can bring them into Shoply. All right. We'll be back in 1 hour. That gives me a time window to eat. I hope this was useful, gang. I hope you got a lot out of it. I did my best. And thank you for the 115 of you that stayed all the way till now. We'll catch you in an hour. Goodbye, everybody.